I don't know him, but, you know, just listening to him talk, I don't think even 15 years ago, Jelly Roll could be who he is now.
Right.
If it would have happened earlier. Because he kind of jokes about, you know, like he got the best new artist of the year, and he's like 39 or whatever, and he was kind of joking about that, but, you know, for him, that is the right time for him.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's just,
Yeah,
everybody has a different path.
It aligned perfectly where a guy like Jelly Roll, especially in country, right?
Mm-hmm.
We see a guy like Jelly Roll with face tattoos and like gold teeth and shit. Like, what?
Yeah.
Like that guy?
Yeah, 20 years ago, you'd never see that, but, you know, times are different in a good way, in a lot of good ways in country music.
A lot of great ways in all music, in art in general. It's like these communities are sort of colliding with each other, and you're getting these sort of interesting mixtures of people.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you got Post Malone.
Yeah,
saying country music,
exactly,
covering Sturgill Simpson and stuff like that. And it's like, fuck yeah,
exactly, awesome. Exactly.
I watched his the NPR Tiny Desk concert. And
I didn't see that.
It's amazing, dude. It's amazing.
Did you see Scarface's?
No.
Oh my God, it's incredible, incredible. Scarface from the Ghetto Boys.
No, I didn't see his.
A Tiny Desk concert. Fucking amazing, amazing. Just like he did it, he altered the music to fit the vibe of this Tiny Desk thing. Are you a Ghetto Boys fan?
No, I didn't listen to him much.
Dude, when I was a kid, Ghetto Boys were the shit. When I delivered newspapers, I used to deliver newspapers. I'd drive around listening to Ghetto Boys.
Fuck yeah. He was on here before talking about playing to 500,000 people. Was that one?
No,
no.
That was Be Real. That was Be Real from Cypress Hill.
I remember hearing that. And
yeah.
I remember, like, I'll never forget that when he was telling that story.
Yeah,
500,000 people at a music festival.
That was Woodstock. Yeah, 500,000 people. Someone stole his shoes. He was crowd surfing and someone stole his sneakers off him.
When you're playing to 500,000 people and you lose your shoes, whatever. That's the price you pay for just getting to experience something that.
God, that's gotta be crazy.
How many people have ever experienced that?
I know, right? That's gotta be nuts, man. That's gotta be nuts. This is something nuts about just enormous crowds, but enormous crowds vibing to your music. It has to be crazy. That has to be so surreal.
There was there's a video that my bandmates were showing me from, I think it was like that 90s Woodstock. It might have been the same one, maybe a different day, but it was like Metallica or Korn. I think it was Korn. And that sea of people it looks like a sea with all of them like jumping up and down.
Oh, wow.
And the video is profound. Like it was incredible. I don't know how to. I can't believe nobody died in that with all those people moving. But
Dave Chappelle and I did the Tacoma Dome once in.
That's it.
That's so crazy.
Look at that.
Oh my God! It does look like water. Wow.
Look at that.
Wow. By the way, that's a really good way to get brain damage.
I got some of mine.
I never used to think of that until I talked to my friend Mark Gordon, who's an expert in traumatic brain injuries. And he's like, yeah, you're not supposed to be bouncing your head around like that.
I got to stop doing that. I do that in my shows. I need to stop doing that.
I think it legitimately gives you brain damage.
I'll start getting punchy and I never fought.
Yeah,
be bad.
Soccer players get it, man.
Yeah.
Soccer players get CTE from heading the ball. A soft-ass ball, bouncing it off your head over and over again will give you brain damage. Mm. Yeah. Jet skiers. You get it from jet skis.
Oh, yeah.
Bouncing on waves all the time. Bang, bang, bang. You get brain damage that way, which is nuts. Hard to believe.
I need to start rethinking my live show a little bit. I do that a little too much. It's not like, I just feel it. But, yeah, maybe I ought to stop doing that.
What I was going to say about Dave Chappelle and I, we did the Tacoma Dome, which is 25,000 people in Tacoma, Washington. And we sold out the Tacoma Dome, and it was like the highest attendance. We broke the attendance record. And we're backstage, and the crowd is just nuts. And Dave's sitting there with a cigarette. And he looks at me and he goes, "Not a whole lot of motherfuckers get to do this."
Yeah, yeah.
It's
the percentages of people that ever get to experience that.
No, it's so small.
And you guys do it with just a microphone. That's great. Like, damn, I'm one of the least funny people you ever meet. So like seeing folks that can play an arena just because of your jokes and shit, like, and your ability to tell a story and the timing and the punchline. That's something I can never do. Never, ever do. I have none of that. No talent for that at all.
It's a thing that you either want to do and have to learn how to do it, or you don't. But it's not outside of, there's a lot of funny people. They just don't do it. It's not a thing that but it's a long journey. Like to get good at stand-up, it takes like 10 years. It takes 10 solid years of constantly performing. And every comic will look at a comic, like you did, like someone will tell you, like, how long has he been doing it? 2 years. Like, all right, see you in 8 years. Like there's like a thing, like everybody looks at comics that haven't been doing it any more than 10 years. And they go, well, how good is he? You know, what's he got? He got a good solid 15 minutes. Like what happened? Does he fold up when, you know, like what's his bits like? Do they have any depth to them? What's the timing like? Is there any misdirection? Is there any, like, what's the level that they're at? Because it takes so long. It takes so long. But it's not like singing. Like you can either sing or you can't sing. You know, like you have a God-given voice. Like there's people that just can fucking sing, man. They can sing. Like they just have there's a quality to their voice and they're just born with it. And it's pretty amazing. I don't have that.
Yeah.
Whatever that is.
That's the whole reason I can do what I'm doing, because I didn't pick up a guitar until I was 20.
Really?
Yeah. So I got a late start, and, you know, I'm not a great guitar player. I'm still very much like an intermediate guitar player, but, you know, I was fortunate enough and I didn't grow up singing. So I just found out that I could sing in my early 20s. And then realized.
How did you find out? Like, what were you doing before you started doing music?
So I was at West Virginia University, and I wanted to play football, but I wasn't good enough. I had no God-given talent to be good enough. You know, and when you want something really bad, you know, that was like my first dream that died, you know. And once I let that go, I had all this free time, and I was like, I need to, because I've always hunted and fished, but when you're going to the class every day, you can't always, I needed more things to fill my time up. So I was watching the Grammys in 2011, and the Avett Brothers played. And then they played with Bob Dylan and Mumford & Sons. And I just remember watching them and being like, man, that's incredible. Maybe I should pick a guitar up. That'd be something I can do productive in the evenings. So that's how I got started. And then it was about a year later, in 2012, when I actually could like string some chords together. And then I started singing, and then I started figuring it out.
So you initially just started doing it just for fun?
Yeah, it was just going to be just another, like, just something to get into and you know, a productive hobby. You know, I was just kind of looking for some more things because since I gave up, you know, trying to play football, it just wasn't going to happen. You know, all that time I used to spend working out and trying to make that happen, it became free time because, you know, so I just had to try to fill that time up with something because I just didn't want to sit around and bullshit with my friends all the time. And, you know, and so that's how I got into it.
Was there
Yeah.